Good morning, guys, or afternoon, evening, good night, if depending on what time you guys are watching this. But we're back in the garage today for another very exciting project that I've been looking forward to a lot recently. Is back on the golf cart like we did in the last video of doing the chop top. Sorry, I wasn't very good at working the camera on that. At least the issues with the slow-mo, but not the slow-mo, the time-lapse for cutting the uprights. But anyways, we're back today on the golf cart, and we're going to start on the foot pad for the people sitting on the back. And I have some pretty cool ideas I hope to bring you guys in and show you on, and maybe you guys will want to either modify yours or steal some of my ideas, which I will allow. You guys can steal my ideas, and maybe we'll just learn something both together on this. But let's get through the intro, and I'll start talking to you guys on what our plan is. All right, guys, here we are with the golf cart outside. I just rolled it outside to leaf blow some of the dust and debris. Been working off camera. You guys saw that we installed these last video, but you may see something a little different, are these quick connect pins I put on just to stiffen it up even more, try to eliminate some of our rattles some more. With this one hinge point, I was having really bad lineup with this stuff here and here on the front, but with a pin to align it, it's a little straighter, but it's also the gap here is much better. It's not weird, it's not all cockeyed off like that. But I also took off the uppers and put them in the press over there, and instead of cutting them like I said I was going to do and re-weld them, I just took some of this bend out so that it would go up and pick these up, and they look so much better. But anyways, I did all that off camera. I didn't think you guys would really want to see that. It's way overkill. Could have just left it the way it is. But now we just need some paint to paint those. But I got to go buy another can of that POR, because we used all that other stuff on another project and used it all up. But for today's project, we are going to be working back here in this department, and I'm really, really excited for it. It's going to be a multi-step process because I ordered some hinges for it and they won't be here till tomorrow. But we'll go ahead and get the frame cut out today and probably welded up and ready to go. I think I mentioned this in a previous video. We'll also probably weld these up today. Is these bars here were originally straight, and now I cut them and took out a piece here, and now they're going to get welded like that on an angle to tighten them up for in the trailer. One, I didn't like the way they looked straight. They just extended the length of the golf cart a lot, but this also, I think, gives it kind of a cool look. It'll still be just as strong with how we tie it in. It'll be just fine. But for today, we'll weld that out, and we'll do a couple other little things to this. But the other thing we're going to do is probably going to be all off until those hinges come in tomorrow. So let's push this inside, and we'll discuss what we're going to do here. Just a quick little insert here. I went ahead and peeled that off. I discussed that in a later video. Made a new one of these, and that fills the space a lot better. That's a new design that I made on the logo. I think it looks really cool and fits up here way better. Streamlines the front. Yes, I took the propeller off of that. It's sitting right here. Got to make a little bushing for that. I won't bore you guys with that on camera, but that is why that is taken apart. All right, so for today's task, what we're gonna do is I ordered some trailer or gate hinges off of Amazon. I can put up a picture of them right here of the ones I ordered. But my plan is I want this foot pad to flip up. And you might ask me why I want it to flip up. I want to flip it up because I was graciously, when I bought this golf cart, it had a very unique rear bumper on it, and it has this extremely beefy trailer hitch on it. And I really like this trailer hitch a lot. I think it's a great system. I think it's going to work great for what I need to do. It ties it into the frame underneath really well, really strong. And what we're going to do with it is we're going to take this piece of angle iron right here, and we're going to drill some holes in it that match up with this hole and this hole right here. If you guys remember from when we put this back sitting area on here, the original foot pad, I still have it. It's over there. I just kept it just in case I wanted it for material or something. But it actually ties in underneath these brackets here. So we'll unbolt these brackets, and that's where that pad would slide in under, sandwich in between these. And that's okay. That, that could work just fine. But since we're going to remake this pad, what we're going to do is we're going to take this piece of angle iron and we're going to cut it to the width of both of those, and it's going to sandwich under there like this. But, imagine it going in between both of those pieces like the previous panel. And it will bolt up there just like that. And then what we'll do is we'll probably trim a little off the bottom here like this, because as you can see, it blocks our trailer hitch. We'll probably notch it around it or something like that. And then we'll shorten this edge up to probably only 1 inch. This is 2-inch square tubing. So we'll do this, we'll mount it like that. And then this piece of angle iron will then give us the ability to weld those hinges on it, like one over there and one over there. And again, you might ask why we do that. And strictly just because I want to make use of this hitch. This has the ability to hook up to my the trailer that hooks to my lawnmower. I can hook that up to it. And then we're also going to take, this is just a receiver hitch I got from Walmart. It's actually made for this car, this Hyundai Tucson. And what we'll do is this part right here is a little too long, so we'll probably cut it off right there about where that line is. And then it will slide in here like this. And what we'll do is we'll weld some bolts on the end of this, and it'll just fall in and drop down, and it'll bolt in just like that and be quick and easy. Then when we're not using it, we just unbolt it real quick. They'll be welded here on the top, and we'll be good to go. And then what I'm going to do is, when we're not using this, we'll take it out. We'll take some of this, we'll cut this to go in here, and it'll trim this out and be nice and clean looking in there. And then we're going to 3D print a little tray that this snaps in and out of up here. And so this will sit in here probably something like that, and then won't rattle around in there for when we're not using it. So that'll be really, really cool. And I think it'll be very functional, because I don't think we'll plan on using this too much. I struggled the other day to move my enclosed trailer around just by hand, so I think it'll be really nice to roll it around with this. I think this will be plenty strong enough for what we're trying to do with moving that trailer around empty. We probably won't use it to move it around full because that's just way overkill. This is mainly more just for like an open trailer, or if I want to build a trailer that we can have more seating like this on, and then if we're out at like a party or trick-or-treating or something like that, we can hook the trailer to it. Nothing overkill. We're not going to be pulling, you know, tens of thousands of pounds. So then that'll be quickly removable. The hinges, the hinges will weld onto these tabs, and it'll weld onto our square tubing frame. So then when it's not in use, it'll flip down and it'll be down here like this, and it will support, you know, it'll support people sitting there and feet and people standing on it and whatnot. So that's going to be really, really cool. I like that idea. And then these will also bolt up to the ends of that right there when we weld that up. So then when we're either using the trailer hitch or when the golf cart needs to go in the trailer, since it has to fit in there very tightly with the lawnmower, it will flip up and it will stick out, I'm gonna guess an inch off of this, and it'll be very, very low profile. These will still stick out way further than the actual pad, and then we'll have to create a cool little clasp or something that comes down from up here and clips onto it or something like that. We'll figure that out when we get to it. But anyways, that's kind of my plan. So we'll envision that out. I'll bring you guys along so you guys can see how we're gonna do that. We also have to affix these. These are the wires for the whips. We'll have to affix those to it as well. That won't be a big deal at all. That'll be super, super easy. But in a few days ago, I made a drawing of it, of what I wanted the dimensions and everything to look like on one of these pieces of note cards. Well, I was cleaning up the other day and I threw away my note card with my design plans on it. So luckily I can draw it up real quick. I still remember most of the dimensions, and we can cut up this stick here and we can get to making our foot pad with our fixture table. Then I'll show you guys what I'm planning to do for the piece of metal that goes along top, attaches to the top of it. This one here was a diamond plate, and I don't like it. So I'll show you guys what I do with that. It'll be really cool looking, and it'll definitely fit the aesthetic. We may even repurpose that data tag from the old one to go onto the new foot pad. But anyways, let's draw this picture real quick. We'll set up the saw and then start time-lapsing the frame. Okay, guys, we're a little bit of time has elapsed here. I just got a head on it just because I needed to do some more setup. But we got the saw set up out there. We're ready to start cutting on that pipe. But I went ahead and cut that piece of angle off camera, and also went ahead and mounted that trailer hitch in there just to go ahead and drill those holes and get it mounted. I used some low profile nuts. I'm going to weld those onto that receiver hitch, and then in order to take it on and off, I'll just take a electric ratchet from the bottom and pull those bolts in and out, and all it'll do is slide on there. And I notched it just like that so it could fit in there enough in case I want to change up to a full-size receiver hitch someday, which I don't think I will ever do that. There's no point. But, you know, better try to future-proof it than anything else. And then these were the vertical posts that go to here, up in here like that. And they're the support bars for the bed. And they were chewing into the fiberglass here. So I made a quick little nibble on those so they wouldn't chew into that fiberglass anymore. Quick, easy fix. And for now, I think we're gonna just leave that angle iron just like that until those hinges get here tomorrow. But I also drew up our picture here. So there's our picture. These, I did not do the math for those. That took me a while in the last design. People that are a lot better at math could probably figure that out way quicker than me. But for now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna start with this long piece at 39.5, cut both of those on 45s. And then I don't know if you guys can read that. That's 3 inches. So cut on a 45 to a straight, and then we'll cut this one. And then we'll have to start playing with those angles. And then there's gonna be some stiffener tubes in there as well. But for now, that's kind of the quick down and dirty of what we're gonna do. So let's get to cutting. Okay guys, we got some of it cut, and you might ask why I only cut some of it, and it is because I only have this much material left right here, and I don't want to waste it. So what the plan is to do now, I think, is we're going to set up the welding table and set all this up there and go ahead and start tacking it, and we'll just get it tacked like so. We'll put 2 more, if we have enough, we'll put 2 more stiffeners in there, and I'm 99% sure on my original math these were going to be 45s. I don't recall that for sure. In that case, technically, both of those would just be 45s. And I think I just answered my own question. Maybe we... 45, yeah, that'll be 90. So I think that's what we'll do. I think we'll go ahead and just tack that up the best we can, nice and square, and then we'll take some nice measurements off of that to cut this last piece of metal. This was only a 10-foot length, the tube that I had left. I had 7 other sticks of this, and we did the roll around workbench with it. So I knew it was gonna be kind of tight to do this, but I, based on the math that I did when I calculated how much material I needed, we were gonna be in good shape. But I'll move you guys over to the welding, the fixture table and the welding spot, and we'll tack this up real quick. All right, guys, we got those cut, and man, I had to get a little creative on how to cut those. Luckily, we only had one piece that we managed to mess up, which we're gonna have enough to make our spacer in there. So we'll have just enough material to do both. But if you guys look at it, I had to cut an angle there, and then it was such a big angle on that end to make it so it was a 45. I had to cut a notch in it so it would sit right. But anyways, we're in there like swimwear. It's not quite a 45, but the angle on both sides are they're equal. I'm happy with them, and I think they'll do exactly what we want, and it looks exactly how I envisioned. So now what we'll do is I'll clean up these edges on both sides. I've been cutting them really, notching them back really far so I can put a nice bead in there on it, and then we'll go from there with it. But we'll do that, and we'll tack it in, and then we'll go ahead and cut our two 7-inch pieces to go in here, and then we'll call it good. And then we'll I don't know if we'll weld it out quite yet, because I want to go get the aluminum. I don't know if I told you guys earlier, the step platform is going to be aluminum. Yes, it may be a little slippery, you might say, but it's not going to be just solid aluminum on there. We're going to do in the middle of it, in the middle of the pad, we're going to drill these rivets out of this plate. So just picture this plate riveted there in the middle like so. And then over here and here, and here, we'll have a, I don't know, I haven't really decided yet on it. We'll probably do there's a 2-inch hole. If we do a 3-inch hole, I don't like, that's a big hole. Let's do a 2-inch hole here, a 2-inch hole here, and we'll probably do a 3-inch here and a 3-inch here. And then we're gonna get some dimple dies. I haven't ordered them yet because I didn't know what size I was gonna make those in that piece of aluminum, but we'll get those coming probably tonight. And then we can, well, we'll do the same thing as we did the glove boxes. We'll drill and riv nut these. We'll use the AN hardware, the gold headed Phillips around the edge every 6 inches or so. And then, excuse me, we'll have the lightning holes in it with the dimple dies, and I think it'll look really sweet, and that'll add some texture to it. So if it's slippery, you'll get traction. So anyways, that's the plan. Let's get this cleaned up, welded out, and then we'll call it for tonight on this project until we get some metal. There it is mocked up. There's the old one. I pulled it out just for size comparison. This one is 12 feet wide, 12 inches wide, or a foot wide. Mine is 9 inches wide. So here's a size 10.5 shoe for you. Barely fits on there on that guy, but this one, there's quite a bit more overhang, but I love the shape of that much better than this. Like I said, this one would have worked, would have been just fine, but just didn't love it. So here we are with this one. I won't weld it out on camera because that's a lot of welding for you guys, and it's just more of the same like I did, but not tacking it. So do that. I'll do all the grinding off camera as well. I'll bring you guys back in when I get it done. I'm probably gonna I go pick up the table Monday or Tuesday from Powder Coat table frame. So I'll probably I'll try to have this welded up and done by Monday, and I'm going to drop this off to get done, get that powder coated as well. I'll probably do this, the angle, and the hinges all as one unit for the for a powder coat. We'll probably do the same stuff that they did the golf cart, not the golf cart, either the golf cart frame up there with either that kind of shiny-ish black color, or I may just have them do the textured stuff that they're going to use on the table. But it looks really good. I held it up here just for giggles. It's really heavy, hard to do one-handed, hard to do with that phone in my hand. But there it is, kind of held up in there. Really happy with it, really proud of it. Honestly, based on how it sits, the trailer hitch could honestly stay on it when this is down. It's gonna tuck up underneath it just fine. So we might just leave it like that. I'm not exactly sure. I was thinking about putting maybe a bar across here, and then it would rest on this, and that's what would let it lay level, because I mean I can, well, it's doing a little bit of flexing on there, but honestly it would be fine because it's not going to be under a ton of load. But anyways, we'll look at those hinges tomorrow when they come in. We'll see what we can do with that and go from there with it. But super happy with how that came out. Good morning, guys. We're well, it's afternoon now, here anyways, but we're back working on the golf cart today. We're in here in the garage. It's a very cold day. We had a cold front blow through, so it's garage door closed, heater on kind of day. It's 30 degree, like 34 degrees high today, so it's a brutal one. But today we are back on the golf cart, and I've kind of started a little bit off camera because I had to run to the store and get some hardware. But let me flip the camera around and I'll show you guys what we got going. So I did a little bit of this off camera already, went and got hardware, but I made the piece that we made in the last video, this piece right here, I added a couple little pieces to it. It's gonna go up underneath those, bolted those up just real quick. They're gonna slide underneath those little tabs right there, and then slide on like that. And then these tabs go up underneath this, and you can see where I drilled holes in that already, just because I've noticed that with the trailer hitch on there, which I welded the nuts on those, that this was flexing just a little, so I figured this was going to stiffen it up. I just had it on there and all bolted up just so I could drill these holes nice and straight, and it eliminated all of the flex. And I was standing on this, so I mean it'll at least handle my 220 pounds of we'll call it awesomeness on there. And anywho, so now we're over here at the welding table. Got all this welded out off camera and ground up. Looks really clean, looks really good. And our hinges came in. Let's go over here to better lighting. They came in, and that is our hinge system with grease certs on them. And they're already painted, which I'm a little disappointed about, because I wanted them to be not painted so I could just weld them and be done with them, and then, you know, handle them myself. But anywho, we'll clean the paint off of them. We'll tie them in here on the end just so we're nice and tight to the frame. And then it also picks up these right in here too. So real happy with that. What we'll do is we'll pull these apart. We'll clean up all sides of them, and then we'll probably just weld these onto this initially, and then we'll assemble them and then weld this to this last. So that's kind of the plan, the game plan as of this moment. So I'll throw you guys up in the tripod and start a time lapse, and I'll show you guys how we're going to do this. Okay guys, we got the hinges welded up, at least to the, what I'm calling the frame cross member or pad support, whatever we want to call it. But got it all welded up, pretty happy with those welds, got them cleaned up, they look good. And you guys can see it's very, very strong. I don't think it's really flexing any. It's the golf cart's squatting under its own weight, so that's good. So now what I have is I have the hinges put together. There's a ball bearing in these, and then the pins. So I put the ball bearings back in it, and I'm using these clamps to hold them tight, because technically if we put them on the same direction, or yeah, if we mounted them the same way, we could separate them and pull it apart, which I don't really want to do. I would rather leave it to where we can do what I would rather leave it to where they'll stay together and us not have to worry about that. But for now, I think what we're gonna do is figure out how to jimmy rig the plate, or the frame of the plate, to sit. Sorry guys, got that. I noticed hardware on the floor and I was wondering where it came from. It came from that bolt up there. But now I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the frame here, and we gotta figure out how to set it to where it goes in its spot. So somewhere in there, I don't know exactly where, but something like that is what we're gonna do. And we gotta figure out how to support it like so. Maybe what we'll do is we'll just run some clamps from here to here and hold them nice and tight. Since I got more of those quick clamps, so we can tack that up and weld it. Not overly confident in this tactic, but we'll give it a shot. Oops. Way off center. Keep going here. Slide that over. More like that, I guess. Very squared up on that. And then theoretically, these should be able to slide back like that. And we'll like that. Something. Alrighty. Oops. Oh, man. Hold on a second, guys. Let me grab some jack stands. Probably mock all this up with some jack stands. And have it sit up there just fine. Clamps out of the way here. Let's see, turn these this way so they're out of the way. There's one. Bend this one out like that too. Now, twist this up here like this, up here like this. I don't think these jack stands are going to be tall enough. Let me grab the other set. This up here like this. All right. There. Something like that. Maybe. All right. See if I can pop that one loose. All right, guys, something like that, I think, is what I was going for. Just like so. I like that. I like that a lot. All right. Now what we'll do is we'll grab square, as always, and we'll square that up. And just for giggles, I'm curious. It's not going to fit in there. A little bit of a bummer, but it is what it is. All right, guys, we're going to switch over to a time lapse here, and I'm going to weld this in, and we'll see how it goes after that. Okay guys, and there it is, welded up, and I am pretty happy with it. I think it looks way better than what I originally thought. It looks way better than that ugly rounded flat one that was originally bought. My plan was when I cut these and took the chunk out of them, was I was gonna probably buy some more of the pins that I used for the roof and just pin these, get some thicker ones and make these a quick release. And it was gonna be part of the structure to hold this level, as well as making some tabs that swing down and grab into this piece of angle. But after further evaluation and stuff, and the way that this hinges, it's such a, well, I was gonna put riv nuts in this part here, and it was gonna just attach, and I was gonna try to fake it to make it work down there for the hinge point. But after further review, I don't think that's gonna work. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna end up bending these back here, just kind of like how I initially had wanted them to be, and then weld them out and have them be at this very dramatic angle. I like this angle a lot. I think it looks good for what I want it to be. And then what I'll do instead is we'll have to go get another piece of square tubing, 1-inch square tubing. We can get it locally. We don't have to go to my metal distributor. And what I'll do is we'll go here to here with it, and it'll just be another bar in there on both sides, and we won't have to deal with that at all. Those will just tuck back, they'll weld up like that, and then we'll just do some tabs under here. We won't do those anytime soon because we have, if I make this so it's level, remember the lift kit isn't right. The back is lower than the front. So if I level this now, when we fix the lift kit, it's gonna be tilted up, not quite as dramatic, but it'll be lifted up. So really I need to set it to like the angle of the, I basically need it to be level to whatever the height difference is on the lift kit, and then set it, you know, level. But we're not gonna do that. We'll wait until we get the lift kit fixed, and then we'll put it back, and then we'll level it. We have sheet metal work to do anyways. I'm waiting on some parts for it. So for now, this will probably be this topping point, but with these tucked up out of the way, this will tilt up here. We'll have to push these out just a little bit, which is fine, but this will tilt up here like that out of the way, and we'll have to make a little latch or something that goes up there. But overall, guys, I am super happy with that. I think that's super, super cool. It'll do exactly what we want it to do, and plenty strong enough. I haven't even stepped on it yet, so, but there it is. And then with me, I mean, it's at an angle. It needs to go down a little bit, but pretty happy with that. Pretty happy with it. So we'll probably take it all apart now, get it sent out to go. We'll send it out to go get powder coated, and then we'll reinstall when we get done. So that'll wrap this project for now until we get some sheet metal work. right, guys, we ran over to my parents and I grabbed some sheet metal, and I didn't film because I just forgot about it, and I was in a hurry, but I was trying to race the setting sun. But I used his shear over there, and I cut a piece of aluminum, and we're good to go. We cut it, and here we are with our cut piece. Actually, I think it's upside down. It needs to go this way. There we go. Yeah, that's better. There it is. And so it sits on there nice thick piece of aluminum. And so now what we'll do is we'll get underneath it and trace it for the openings, because we're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 holes in it. Well, I guess it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then down here is gonna be left for our plate to go. So picture this right there, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 holes. So anyways, we'll for the sake of you watching me drill holes, we'll do the good old snap trick. Oh, well, maybe not that time. And there it is, all centered up there, and holes drilled and dimpled. I do not have this attached. It's just held on with clamps as well, but I'm very happy with that. It looks very good. You know, art of the camera. Have another piece here, and this is the piece that we're going to use. It's getting late and have to go in and get cleaned up and get ready for bed. But this piece, we're going to do the same thing with it tomorrow. We're going to set it on, trace it underneath on the notches. And then similar to the glove box, we're going to have the bottom piece and then the frame. So we'll do a full 360 degree frame, and then I think we're also going to do the stripes there and then have it riveted all together. And then around it we'll do the same thing, but alternating the rivets will have screws, and so then we'll drill and riv nut. We'll use the same AN hardware is up there. We'll drill around it, and then this will be affixed via rivet. But very, very pleased with it. So we'll get back to it in the morning, and I'll see you guys then. Good morning, guys. We're back in the garage this morning, back on the foot pad. We got, as you saw last night, we got that on and clamped on there, looking good. But today we set this piece on and did some tracing of the holes in there so we can make our ring that goes around this. So now what we'll do is, since we have these traced out, I went and bought a new tool. It's a metal cutoff wheel. So we'll put a battery in it and try it out for the cutting process of cutting these out. I just figured it would be easier to, it's actually got this little attachment right here, which is kind of neat, and it'll help make a nice straight cut. So we'll put that on it, and we'll cut these out. We went and got some sandpaper for this as well, so we could bump the edges on that. I also wanted to get some sandpaper for my finger sander here, because I figured we'd use that to clean up a lot of these edges in these corners. But Milwaukee has gone from this size sander, this is a 13-inch belt, to a 18-inch belt, and I didn't really want to buy another finger sander because this thing is I think about $300. So I got on Amazon, ordered some belts. They'll be here tomorrow, but I think we can make do with this belt and just touching up the corners with it. But let's set you guys up in the tripod and get to cutting. Okay guys, we got it cut, sanded, and marked for the rivets. I think we're about ready to go. We're about ready to commit to the drilling and the squeezing of the rivets, and then but in order to do that, I do not have the squeezer or the rivet cutter or any of that stuff, so we're gonna have to head over to my parents and raid Dad's rivet squeezer. So let's go over there, and I don't know yet if I'm gonna drill and well, I'm gonna definitely drill and cleco and rivet all this, but I don't know if I'm gonna do it in a time lapse. This is already a pretty long video, so I may just drill it, cleco it, and rivet it off camera, and then bring you guys back in when I get done. So I'll see you guys in the next clip. Alrighty guys, we got it set. Turn that radio off. We got all the holes drilled, all the rivets placed, everything set, even the data tag on it. And I am over the moon excited with how that looks. Had to end up putting pop rivets in the data tag, and as you can see, each one of these is actually missing a rivet because I couldn't get the jaws of the squeezer in there. But it's going to work out great because we're going to use those as mounting tabs. So we'll do that. We'll drill these 4, and then we're probably going to also drill, I don't know, maybe something over here to pick up the sides, and then we might end up doing one here, 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 and here, something like that, just to hold it down. But anyways, we'll do that in a time lapse real quick, but that is really, really cool. All right, guys, and there it is, all drilled and bolted down or screwed down, and I think it looks great. I love it. I think it looks just how I want it to. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take it all back apart and take it over to the place in town to do and powder coat it. They'll powder coat the angle, the hinges, the frame of this, and you can see the bottom there that it the holes tuck in real nice under there. But yeah, I think it looks really, really good. And then we'll wait to get that back, throw it together. And I just got off the phone with a company ordering the lift kit, so that's good news that that's on its way, and we'll get that installed, and then we'll get it so we can have this at a level point. So like I said, we'll tear it all apart, send it out to get powder coated, and then bring it back. But for now, this is gonna wrap this video, I think. You guys don't need to see me take it apart and put it back on. We'll when we do the lift kit and we do the point for making it level, I'll bring you guys in for that so you guys can see that. But for now, thanks for watching. Get out in your garage and get something done, and we'll see you in the next one. Hey guys, I know I just outroed that video. We're about a week later, and I'm in the middle of editing that video and getting it out for you guys this coming Sunday. But too much has happened to the end of this foot pad between where I ended that video to now, with the powder coating, the welding, and some other modifications that I did to it. So I wanted to bring you guys in and show you kind of a little update to end off this video. Just so there's just way too much of a gap in there for you guys. So let me show you guys what I did to finish it up. So after that video ended, I ended up taking it off the golf cart, and I went and got some more angle iron, and I ended up extending our bar here, that our frame bars, I called it in the video. So I extended it from about right here out to here on both sides, so I could that's angle. And then I took some flat bar and I welded it. I made an end cap right here and I welded that in, and then I had to actually extend these bars about 1 inch because they weren't long enough to pick up. I put a riv nut in here, and the bolt goes into the riv nut and ties all that in. Then I welded these out and I am very, very happy with that. It looks very good. It cleans that up. There's a weird gap from here to here, if you guys noticed in the video. So I'm pretty happy with all of that. And then on top of that, I also, when you flip this up like this, it's not all the way up, but I took some square stock that I had and I cut it and welded it on there like that. So then when it comes down, it hits our angle iron frame. This is where it ties into the trailer hitch to stiffen the trailer hitch. But when it comes down, let me get a better angle. It just rests on this angle like that. I also drilled and put some riv nuts in there to hold this. These are the wires for the whips up there, so that's nice and clean and out of the way where they won't get pinched. But anyways, guys, that's and there it is, all powder coated as well. Came out really nice, but I just figured there was way too much work that I did off camera. Kind of left you guys hanging on that, and I just figured this would be a better way to end the video. So again, thanks again for watching. Get out in your shop, get something done. We'll catch you in the next video.